My opponent's actually been very clever. This is not, I think, something I've run into before, and I'm in a bit of trouble here. Welcome to Some Guy Playing Chess. I'm Jacob Morris. I'm some guy playing chess. I'm a lower rated player hoping to inspire and help other lower rated players get better. I'm on a mission to reach 1500 on Lee Chess before the end of the year, which basically means I have to win every game. So let's dive into a game. Okay, so we are black. My opponent plays the king's opening, allowing us to do the Caro-Kann. Okay, the opponent plays c4, which I don't see too much. I believe I'm just supposed to respond the same way, and most of the time things look pretty similar to a normal Caro-Kann game. Okay, they push, making it a little more uncomfortable for my pieces to come out, but this is nothing new to me. I'm going to get the bishop out, I'm going to push my e-pawn, and we'll have a pretty normal Caro-Kann setup. Now the one thing here is that my pieces are going to run out of room to go. When I first started playing the Caro-Kann, I lost to people coming in through the queen side all the time. But after I learned how to defend it, that doesn't really happen anymore. You get in real trouble if this knight can come in and get involved, but obviously he's got a pawn there, so I don't need to worry about that now. He's pinning my knight to the queen, which I don't love. I'm trying to get these minor pieces out so I can develop, so a simple side step will probably do. This is usually a pretty good square for Her Majesty the Queen. He plays a4, defending the bishop, which makes sense. I don't think he has a big attack right now, so I'm just going to focus on my development. I want to put the knight on f5. That's usually the right square in the Caro-Kann. And, you know, you might think of going to g6 with the knight, but the bishop a lot of times will get trapped if I do that, so I need to move the bishop first before I get the knight out. He plays c3. Doesn't look like that knight can go anywhere, so I think he's just developing. I don't think there's a major threat to watch out for, so I'm going to keep developing myself. Okay, he goes for the knight trade. I wonder why. I'm not seeing any good follow-ups. Usually a bishop is considered of higher value than a knight, and so people don't go for that trade. It looks like I can take with the queen so I don't weaken my pawn structure. So I'll do that. Rook to c1, he lines up his rook with my queen, which I'm paranoid about that. I hate having a rook lined up with my queen. So I'll just fall back to the exact same square I was on, and I am threatening this pawn now if I wanted to take it. Okay, now I thought we might see this knight jump. My opponent's actually been very clever. This is not, I think, something I've run into before, and I'm in a bit of trouble here. Because the threat is he puts his knight on c7, and he's forking the king and the bishop. I want to defend that square with the rook, but the rook wouldn't be defended. So I think I'm going to have to accept that I can't castle in this game. And I'm going to move my king. He got me. He's gotten me at a good disadvantage. I'm going to make the mental choice not to feel distraught about this. Just going to shake off the slight disadvantage he's given me. Odds are in these lower rated games, at some point my opponent will make a mistake that is much bigger than me allowing him to not let me castle. Let's get this knight. Oh, let's see. I can't scare away the knight yet because he can actually come into this square. Although maybe that's good for me. Maybe then he'd be trapped. Okay, I will try to scare him away. Don't like a knight up in my territory. If you can bounce a piece from your territory, do it. He plays c7. Now this is interesting. I'm not sure that's a great move. Maybe he'll prove me wrong. I mean, I'm not sure this is a great move. Maybe he'll prove me wrong here. I don't think he can get enough pieces in to checkmate me. I'm sure he'll bring the queen over. But once I take the knight, I'm going to be able to get a knight out of this very aggressive attack. So I am getting the old Helm's Deep game that I love, where my opponent breaks themselves against my defenses. He has overextended himself with this attack and proved me wrong. Okay, I am seeing, and maybe this is his plan, that he can come in here and check. Yes, he does it. And then I take with this knight, and I'll be up a pawn for my trebles. So he didn't break himself against my defenses as much as I wanted. I do go a pawn up. No ability to castle. Of course, at this point, I would love to trade queens since I have the more exposed king who cannot castle. Once I trade queens, it's no big deal. He plays rook to c2, which is a victory. He is falling back, licking his wounds. I think I want to move the king up, connect my rooks, and I see that I missed something. I could have just taken his rook. So hopefully he doesn't see it and I can do it next move. Those bishop moves can be hard to see sometimes. They are the hardest moves to see. Okay, I think he saw it. He plays rook to c1. Does let me take this pawn, which I'm doing my blunder check here. I think I'm okay. It does maybe allow him to claim the open file, but then I could do a queen trade, so that'd be great. Okay, so maybe he didn't see my bishop before, but this is great. Now we get a rook for free. And that, well, okay, it's not for free, but a rook. We go up the exchange and we get the queen trade that we wanted, and then I'm solidly ahead right now. We get the queen trade, and this is really good. Of course, he's threatening this b7 pawn, and I'm wondering the best way to defend it. It's probably just to slide a rook over, so I'll do that. Plays a5. That doesn't seem like it does much. It does enable me to take this open file that I wanted. Okay, my opponent is now pushing pawns, and it's good. We're to the point of the game where we should be pushing pawns. I'm the one with the advantage. I'd like to trade pieces if I can. Seems like this accomplishes a lot. Threatens his bishop, keeps my pawn structure strong, and pushes a pawn. I'm up the exchange and a pawn, and that's pretty good. I'm thinking maybe rook here, bishop here to attack this pawn. Let's see how that goes. He's pushing pawns, which I think I'm okay with exchanging pawns. I'm up 2 pawns, so let's get rid of these suckers. So this is good. I'm trying to think if he has a way of scaring my rook away, which would undefend the bishop, and he does. So I'm not going to do that move. The thing is, I'm trying to get this rook out, but I can't move it because of it's guarding this pawn. So maybe I move the king over and then the rook over. So I'm not doing very good at pushing my pawns. My opponent's doing much better at that, but maybe it's better to get my pieces in the right place. That's my instinct. He plays h5, not the pawn push I was expecting. I don't see a threat. If he comes forward again, I'll just move my g-pawn forward. So let's continue trying to get these rooks developed. King to g2. So he's really pushing for this king side attack. It's still pretty slow, so I don't think I need to drop everything and address it. I am now developing the rooks. I have the rooks on an open file and they're connected, and that's got to be a good thing. Okay, this seems pretty good. Pretty good move by my opponent. He's threatening the bishop and the pawn. I didn't see it coming. It does seem I have an easy way to block. And if he wants to trade rooks, I'm very happy for that. Okay, he retreats. And I like it. When my opponent retreats, my heart sings. So I'm thinking about attacking this pawn. He'll probably bring in the bishop to defend, but then I can bring in my bishop. So, seems like I can win a pawn, and I'm going to do it. Oh, interesting. Rook to c1. He offers a trade of rooks. I've been saying I want that, and I do. So I'll take it. Okay, and we get that pawn we were after as well. So now up 5 points of material, which in my head is the line. Like if you have 5 points of material, you are really winning. So I need to focus. I'm saying to myself, focus. Don't lose your focus. Don't ease up because you're winning. Play just as hard. So let me really think about this move. I mean, the obvious move seems to be to come in here. It doesn't really do anything, though the bishop is defended. It does make it so maybe this knight can't move. So I'll do it. Probably what I should do now is push these queenside pawns. They're now connected passed pawns, so that's really good. Okay, he moves his bishop. The bishop doesn't have a lot to do. I think if I start pushing these queenside pawns, it's going to be hard for him to stop. Okay, the king is coming over, and I do have a way to completely block the king. So why don't I do that? My rook actually belongs behind my pawns, so he can cut off the king on his way. He's moving like a man who doesn't know he's cut off, but maybe his intent is just to move in the knight. Either way, with every pawn move I make, I put more pressure on him. Maybe he now realizes he can't move his king over. Maybe he's getting that sinking, I messed up feeling. I've had it many times. Okay, he moves the bishop. Kind of a funny move. I don't know what his intent is here. This pawn is guarded, so he's not really threatening it. I wonder... And he's blocking his knight from coming in. That's like a pretty bad move. He's going to have to move his bishop, and then what's he going to do when the other pawn shows up? Great. He gives me the bishop for free. That seems good. He might resign now.
5 minutes, 27.5 seconds.
Okay, and we get him. There's another one in the bag. Rating goes up to, what, 1357? We are on track. I'm basically saying I think I'm a 1500 player already, which I am if you take out the blunders. I'm happy with this game because in the beginning I gave up the right to castle and I was thrown off, but I chose not to let it throw me off. I played through and I won. Consider liking the video if you enjoyed it. I appreciate you watching. I'll catch you in the next one.